This is And I Am Kitty Hollywood. Today, the film I'm going to talk about is 20th Century Fox's 1947 masterpiece, The Ghost and Mrs. Muir. This is the most extraordinarily beautiful film. I came across it as a child, before I'd seen the 1960s TV show starring Hope Lange and Edward Mulhare, and I have been fascinated by it ever since. It was written by Philip Dunne. It was adapted from the novel by R.A. Dick, unfortunate name, and it was directed by Joseph L. Mankiewicz, and it stars Jean Tierney as Mrs. Muir, Rex Harrison as Captain Gregg, George Sanders as Miles Fairley, and a very, very young Natalie Wood. She's about 8, anyhow. It's the story of a widow who is determined to break free of society, of her in-laws, to do what she wants, to live her own life. She is, in fact, the most kick-ass version of a heroine for the sort of turn of the century. Quite remarkable. She moves from London to a small village somewhere on the coast of England, not California, even though that's where the film was shot. She comes across a peculiarly inexpensive house for lease. She soon discovers that the reason it is so cheap is because it is haunted by the ghost of the sea captain who died there. Gorgeousness ensues. The film wasn't particularly successful at the time. It has become a huge hit subsequently. I think one of the reasons that people keep coming back to it and watching it again and again is because it's so unrequited. It doesn't give you a huge payoff. You get a sense of satisfaction, but you don't get the, there's the good kiss and shot or anything like that. And I think because you're not given what you are so desperately looking for, you keep coming back to it again and again. Maybe this time they'll kiss. I don't know. But I think it really works for this. You don't need graphic sex scenes between ghosts and widows. No. Now, Jean Tierney was a huge star for 20th Century Fox. Rex Harrison was just starting out. Now, Jean Tierney actually has had the most extraordinarily tragic life. More of that on the blog. Rex Harrison was apparently absolutely lovely during the making of this film. He did not have a reputation for being so usually, but he was gracious, he was witty, he was professional. Jean Tierney broke her foot shortly before the film was made, so she actually was in a wheelchair for all her off times, and the film was scheduled so that all of her sitting down scenes were shot first, and the production progressed along to her sort of getting the cast off, being able to walk around, all the walking scenes being done, which is a strange way to shoot a film, but I dare say it's not the first time. Natalie Wood was borrowed from Universal Studios for the making of this film. Edna Best, who plays the beloved Martha, she was actually a film star who decided to throw it all in and go into radio because she was a huge star in radio, and they had to coax her out of filmic retirement in order to make this film. Now, George Sanders is loathsome in this film. He is a slimy little, he is a perfumed parlour snake. I hated him when I first saw this film. I have hated him ever since, in the way that children never let go of their hate. How dare he get in the way of Captain Gregg and Mrs. Muir? But one very interesting thing that I've only just recently discovered is that the actress who plays his wife in this film, her name is Anna Lee, she is also in a very, very, very famous other film.
I'd like to say a word in her behalf.
Let's say it, Sister Margareta.
Maria makes me laugh.
There you go. Only took me my entire life to work that one out. Jean Tierney's gowns are designed by Oleg Cassini, who was her estranged husband at the time. He went on to dress Jackie Kennedy to much, much, much fame and fortune. Jean Tierney looks beautiful in this film, in particular the lovely white gown that she wears when she is thrown off her mourning and she's coming up from the beach. Incidentally, the stairs that she walks up from the beach, same stairs as are in the movie Rebecca. Now, I also need to give kudos to Charles Lang, Charles Lang Jr. rather, who was the DOP for this film. Its black and white beauty is really something to behold. There is so much texture in the film, visual texture to watch. It's a really, really rich film just to sit back and let it wash all over you. It's a beautiful thing. Now, look, I'm going to give the film 10 out of 10. I don't really think... We weren't talking 7, were we? No. But there's an interesting theory out there that perhaps Mrs. Muir never met Captain Gregg. Perhaps he never existed. Perhaps she conjured him up entirely out of her own mind in order to help her carry on in the world that she was living in, to make herself braver, more capable of operating. A Mrs. Muir without a Captain Gregg? Now, I dare you, next time you watch this film, try watching it with that in mind.